Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast. What we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently drinking Coke because I'm a glutton for punishment and I'm not trying to go to sleep tonight, apparently. So yeah, I'm drinking caffeine this late at night because why not, I guess.
Brave.
I'm a brave soul, but I do have some PM, so I will make sure I take some tonight so I can go to sleep. But if I was drinking anything a little bit more not caffeinated like this, I would probably just drink it out of my cup mug. Yeah, and yes, that's a picture of a cup mug because you know why? I'm not at home, and therefore I don't have my cup mug. But I can't go without representing my cup mug. So here it is. And you can get your cup mug at lanagscreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally and domestically in the US. So there are no excuses. And Squid Game World, I'm looking at you. Because you're all over the world. So I'm looking at you. Get your cup merch or your cup mug. And yeah, do that. Period.
Hey y'all, it's Tay Tay. I am just drinking water right now, but I did blow some trees earlier. So if I get really paranoid that Lana is trying to pull one over on me, you know what's up.
I mean, I will say this is Squid Games we're talking about, and the paranoia should be there. You should always be paranoid. I'm just saying.
Some people, it just kind of feels like they're shifty, like they just can't give you real emotions, you know?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Who's being shifty?
That 287 is a liar.
Can't be trusted. But in return, she trusts no one.
Nobody.
I trust no one because I think 451 might be playing me with this nice act, but he could be playing me. So I don't know if I trust him. In 016, I definitely don't trust him.
Serial killer.
That whole facade he's putting up is I don't trust him. But yeah, y'all, we're here. We're back to talk about the finale of Squid Games, and I'm excited. It's a bittersweet moment. I'm excited that we could talk about it. I'm sad that it's over because I've actually really enjoyed watching this season of Squid Games, the challenge. I've never watched Squid Games before, so this is my first experience with the whole Squid Games franchise.
Oh, you didn't watch the TV show?
No.
Oh, wow.
Never watched the show. So I was like, this is interesting. Now I might have to go back and watch the TV show because this was interesting. So I was like, okay, well, all right. But this was an adventure to go into, and the journey was amazing. And I enjoyed this journey very, very much. Had a great time watching it. It was great to know that I had people on the show that I knew. So it made me watch it, and it introduced me to another place of things that I haven't watched before. So it was so great to watch it. And now we're at the finale. It's over. As Logan say, well, it's over. It's over. But before go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, it was a good first season, I think. Like, it was hard to know what to expect coming into it, especially with as many people playing as they did. But I had a lot of fun. I had some stories and players. I don't know if we're allowed to call them characters. Some characters I'm really invested in. And I'm excited to come back for a second season, for sure.
Me too. So before we jump right into the episode, why don't y'all do us a favor? You're here. We appreciate you being here. subscribe to this channel, The Cup TV. We appreciate you watching all of our content. But if you haven't subscribed, just know when you do subscribe, because I know you want to, when you subscribe, we cover all things, almost all things reality TV here, and we put out content almost every single day. So you will never be lacking content from us here at The Cup. And if you watch anything drag or drag race affiliates or anything drag, we cover mostly everything drag on our other channel, our main channel at The Cup Pod. So you can go over there and follow us over there because, again, content comes out almost every single day. I know y'all asking how we do that. We don't know, really. We're just robots and we work very hard. But we get them out there and we have content all the time. And guess what else? If we're not crazy enough, we kicked off another channel, The Cup ESC, where we talk all things Eurovision Song Contest. So if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, go join us over at that channel at The Cup ESC and subscribe over there. We're trying to build up all of our channels, people, and we need your help to do it. So we appreciate you. Now that business is out of the way, let's talk Squid Games. Because when we left, we were down to our final 3 contestants. And it was my player 287, Sam, player 016, and Phil, player 451.
I'm so impressed at you for remembering their names, because watching this show, they would tell me someone's name and I forgot it every single time within 30 seconds. These players were numbers to me the entire game.
Yeah, I tried to remember names with as many people as I possibly can. Some of them, I never will remember their names. I'm sorry. You will always be player something. But some people who, and I think with these 3, I just definitely made sure to remember their names because these are our finale people.
They're our finalists.
They're finalists, and I want to give them the respect that they deserve because you know what? It's nice to shower your finalists with love before they leave a game.
Yep. I completely agree. If I had one complaint that I was going to make about this show, it's that I wish some of our finalists could have gotten more flowers sooner.
Yes, agreed. I agree with that because I feel like we got my story pretty early in this season, which is great. And I think she's the only one who we got pretty early. And then we started getting Phil's a little later.
Maybe towards the end of that first batch.
Yeah. Towards the end. Once we got down to double digits in the numbers, we started hearing Phil's number a little bit more and getting a little, but we still didn't get his backstory. We just saw him more and saw his story more.
Like, oh, he has friends.
Right. And his friends is here. And this person is a character, but Phil's always attached to that character. So it's like, oh, okay. But Sam, we heard nothing of Sam until the very end. And it was like, who is this 16? But when we did hear his story, it was like, oh, he has actually an interesting story that we would have loved to hear about beforehand and saw how he acted in the game within the people. How did he make it this far? Yeah. Who was his alliances? All we know was Ashley was somebody he was cool with. That's it.
Yeah, so it's interesting too, because like, you know, we get these final 3, and I want to say they like go out to the like dorm area, and we get like this montage going through their games. And that was kind of something I was thinking about, like with 2 of these players. I was like, oh yeah, I remember these moments. With one of them, I was like, who?
When did that happen? Huh? Yeah, it was kind of weird. I was like, this is interesting. Like even when they were showing like all the different things that they did, like they ain't had nothing on Sam. They couldn't even scrounge up nothing really decent. Everything that we saw was stuff that happened last of the game.
Yeah, Sam did say that, like, there's this conversation between Sam and Phil where Sam basically says that he's been taking it as a very day-by-day survival approach. And I do wonder if that's kind of what led to maybe a lack of TV around Sam as a player. You know, he's just keeping his head down and doing his best to survive and gets lucky in some places. Right. Because this game is crazy when it comes to just how easy it is to get your head lopped off.
Yeah. And it's like for no reason at all. You're like, oh, me? Wow. okay. So it's interesting. It's very interesting to see the dynamics between, first of all, the dynamics between the three, because we see Sam and Phil in the bathroom talking and hanging out, and Maya's sitting there by herself, just standing in the dorms by herself. And I was like, oh, that's how it's gonna be, huh? Well, interesting.
Yeah, she looked very vulnerable to me in that moment. Like it was kind of sad to watch. Like I don't know that the boys felt like they were intentionally isolating her, like you sometimes see in a Big Brother house. But it was just kind of hard to see someone who I think had done such a good job of forging relationships with players throughout the whole game finally kind of left alone.
Yeah.
That was sad to see.
That was sad to see. And it's just like, but it was like, I feel like that was the moment for Maya that she was like, this is my wake up call for me. I know exactly what I have to do because I know exactly what's going to happen. And we'll talk about it later because it definitely showed itself when they get to the dinner, because they are interrupted by the guards, and the guards come out with these boxes and like, we're inviting you to dinner, to our feast, and blah blah blah. So they get
fancy, y'all.
Fancy. Put on your fancy sweatsuits. Your fancy tracksuits, but no.
Try to remember to zip them up.
Right, just like tuxedo like tracksuits. So I was like, that's cute. So they all still got their number on, because of course that's all we know about is their number. And they change into their fancy suits, and then they go on out to the dinner, where it's a big triangle in the middle of the dorm. They then transformed the dorm into this nice golden like dinner area. It looked really nice. They had the candles lit. It looked nice. Like they weren't in the dorm.
Like this weird triangle shape with like cutouts on each of the sides.
Yeah.
So like, but it's not cut out like in the middle. It's like cut out like kind of toward the corner. And so it had this weird formation that, I don't know, it was like, ooh, where do you get that table? Like I didn't see that at IKEA.
I've never seen a table like that at Ashley's Furniture. Never seen that. But it's interesting because at first I'm like, are they in the dorm or are they somewhere else in another part? But then I was like, oh no, it's the dorms, because you saw the walls. So all the stuff. I was like, oh no, they're back in the dorm. So I'm like, what did they have them go change to set the dorm up for the dinner? But whatever. So they all come and they're sitting down and they bring out their feast, and it's a nice big old steak dinner, and they're like, woo, we fancy now. Scallops and steak, and I was like, oh, y'all fancy. And I would eat the steak. I ain't eat no scallops because I'm allergic. But it was just like, this is the best. This is so great. So they enjoying their food, and I'm like, where's the twist? Where's the plot twist? Like, I understand this is great and this is lovely, but I don't want to see them eat. I want to see games. Squid Games. Give me the games.
If you notice, in the middle of this triangle table, there's a silver covered platter that's left sitting there as they eat. And I will say, like, for the most part, it seems like they're having kind of a nice conversation over their meal. But things do kind of start to get a little tense as they realize, there's still this thing out there in the middle.
I mean, Sam. I'll call him Scott. Not me. You complimented me on knowing all these names earlier, and now I just totally butcher his name.
Never mind.
I forgot it. I forgot it already. But Sam, for me, I was like, is Sam getting a little? What's wrong with you, Sam? Like, you went from going in that bathroom with Phil, like, we got to get the final two together. We have to. Yeah, we have to now, when they're sitting there and Phil is like, when we win, or he was like, if you win, or
I
was like,
well, that's why when he does that, that's why I was like, well, that must be why Mai doesn't think he shows genuine emotion. He's a crocodile.
He is, because baby, he flipped the script, and I was like, "Who are you?" Like, his whole demeanor changed once he sat down at that table. He was just like very stone faced, and was just like looking around, looking at both of them, and they would say something, and he was like, "I mean, I don't believe you will win." So I was like, "Oh," I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you gonna do, Sam. Like, I'm like, even if him and Phil, if he goes up there and wins this game, is he actually gonna pick Phil? Because like the way he was snapping on Phil, I was like, did Phil say something about your mama that we didn't see? Like, what happened? It just seems so out of left field to be so snippy with Phil.
I think it was just shit talking. And not like seriously. Because I think at the end of the day, so the platter is opened, right? And we have these like 3 buttons, and the contestants are told that they have to pick a button, and they get to do it like kind of in order, one at a time. Yep. And one of the buttons will be green when pressed, one will be gray, one will be red. If you get gray, nothing happens. If you get green, you go to the finale and you get to pick who's going with you. And if you get red, you're eliminated. So it's kind of like an interesting game of chance here.
I'm going to tell you, okay. So when this happened, and I was watching it, I was like, I'm staying far away from the triangle. We'll never pick the triangle.
Oh, that's one I picked.
Oh, no, because triangles are what I found out watching this game. Apparently, triangles are bad luck in Korea. That a triangle means bad luck, and it's the unlucky thing in Korea. And so you always never pick. I was like, never pick the triangle. I was told to never pick the triangle on this game because in Korea it's bad luck. So I said before it even started, I was like, I'm picking a circle. I will pick the circle. And I was like, I don't know who will pick it, but I will pick the circle. That's who I would pick. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, yeah, right. You didn't say that when you were watching it, but honest to goodness, I was like, I watched it today, and I was like, I'm picking the circle, and that's what I'll pick. And I was like,
y'all, the universe is with Lana frequently. It tells her what to pick all the time. So I would believe her in this moment. If she is saying the universe told her what it was, she is telling you the truth.
Like, honest to goodness, like I will put that on my own life that I said that while I was, because I watched it today. I literally watched it today. And
no, I was thinking like with those angles, I was like, oh, they're gonna try and like it's like a scarier shape to pick. Like a triangle is definitely scarier than a circle, and a square is like nice and reassuring. So it's like your house or something, you know. But like a triangle, that could be like a shovel that like a killer is beheading you with. I don't know why that's where I went, but it's a scary shape. So I was like, they're trying to reverse psychologize me. I'm picking the triangle.
Not the reverse. Okay, Omarosa. Because that's what you do. The reverse psychology of it all. But yeah, when I heard that about the triangle, I was like, oh, definitely not picking the triangle. Do not pick the triangle. But so for any Squid Game people who might go do Squid Games, Lex, don't pick the triangle. Never pick the triangle. It's bad luck in Korea, so don't pick the triangle. But I was like, dang, I would have actually won. I would have actually won if I would have watched it, if I would have played it, but that's fine.
I will say, based on the rules, I was really nervous for Mai in this moment. Oh. Can you hear me? Should I just keep talking? Okay. I was really nervous for Mai in this moment because in my head, I was like, if Phil and Sam are so close, they're absolutely going to be taking each other. Whereas in my head, Mai's only chance to make it to the finale is for her to either take the initiative and pick green or hope one of those 2 boys picks red and no decision is made. And so it was like interesting kind of watching this go down because Mai, I think, had the same realization. She's like, I need to pick first.
Right.
To give myself a chance to I need to take myself, or I need to make it more likely that they're eliminated.
That is exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I would have absolutely gone first. I would have volunteered so fast, like, because if, like she said, if they picked each other, if one of them picked and got it right, they're picking each other. They're not picking me. So I would rather, if I'm gonna lose, it's gonna be lose on my own hand. If I win, I get to make this decision who I want to go to the end with. It's gonna be my control. I don't want to lose on somebody else's.
Yeah, her best chance, like you're least likely to pick red in that first draw, right?
Yes.
And so it's for where she was positioned in the game, she really needed to go first or second, but she needed to be the one, I think, to go. So she gets up there and goes first, and she hits the triangle like I would do. Way to go, queen icon. But it's gray, which I guess is not the worst.
It's not the worst.
No.
It's not the worst.
I'm getting nervous, though. Like, at this moment, I'm like, shit, we're getting a robbed goddess moment here.
I was nervous for her, so I was like, oh, no, my. Are they going to go pick what they pick and win and then pick each other? Oh, no, my. But we see now Sam and Phil are trying to decide who's going to go next. And neither one of them really want to go. They're like, I don't really want to do this. 50-50 is, it's kind of, well, I don't know.
If they're both taking each other, then basically,
why should it matter?
Well, the decision is who has to take the risk here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because basically, Phil knows I'm going to the finale no matter what, because either he gets green and he takes me, or he gets red and I go.
Right. I said I would have. Even if I would have went, I still would have picked right because I would have picked the circle and put it in, and I would have been like, "Bam, circle." Oh, but I was hoping my hit the circle. I was like, "Please hit the circle. Please hit the circle." When she hit the square and it was gray, the triangle and it was gray. I was like, well, that's not too bad. But I did have moments of doubt. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be the circle or the square, but I'm feeling the circle. I was sitting here this afternoon like, I'm feeling the circle. I don't know why. I ain't see no spoilers. I ain't see nothing, but I'm feeling this circle. And doggone it if I wasn't right. And when Sam decided to go, and he was just like, I'll go. And Phil's like, are you sure? He was like, no, but I'll go. And he goes, and he picks the square. Now, I kind of like this little...
Yeah, because they showed the color right away. It flashes gray, which was interesting.
Right, and it just goes on and off and on and off and on and off. I was like, oh, that's a nice effect. And then it stops, and then it lights up to whatever color it is. And I was like, when that red hit his face, dropped. I think his stomach probably dropped out of his butt. He was just like, oh.
I can't imagine how heartbreaking it would be to get taken out at final 3 in a game of 456
with $4.5 million on the line, and you are so close you can taste it. You spending the money in your head. That's how close you are to it. You are spending it. You are like, I will get this. I will take care of this. I will give this person this. And you spending the money in your head. That's how close you are. And to lose on a game of chance is heartbreaking. I wonder how long it took him to get over that. Like, I would probably still be like, oh.
The only thing I'll say, to Sam or anyone who ever finds themselves in Sam's position, especially in the Squid Game, I honestly feel like this whole game was so luck-based.
Yes.
That you really cannot emphasize it enough. I think, especially with the way the rules for Battleship worked, if you were one of those people in one of the boats, you had no control over your fate. Really.
None whatsoever.
So I don't know. And the cookie, there was so much was based on which line you happened to be in. I I really felt for him in that moment when he's weeping in his kind of confessional. It's like I can't imagine how hard it must be. I know what it is to get overly invested in a game, and I feel like the sting of it being to chance must make it feel extra hard. But like as a note of comfort, so much of this was chance. In all honesty,
for sure. It was I mean, look, I get heartbroken and thought things about stuff on games that I'm not getting no money from, or that I'm playing because I'm invested in this game, or even if I'm getting money for it, it's not $4.56 million from it. And I'm like, I replay stuff that I did over and over and over again after that. I'm like, oh, if I would have just did this. If I would have just, I know he probably like, dang, I was going back and forth between this circle and that square. That circle.
Yeah.
Why did I pick the square? But I hate it for him. I felt bad for him. My heart went out to him, and I was like, dang, that to leave like that when you can smell the money, you felt it in your hands. It was like, there it is. It's right there. But so Sam leaves, and Phil is devastated. He's sobbing, weeping. He was like, I was so scared, and I just let my friend go and take the risk. I could have done it, but I was so scared to do it that I couldn't do it. And now he's gone. And I'm
Phil, that was the correct decision. You should have sat there, and you knew you were going to the finale either way. Let him take the risk.
If he want to take it, you let him take it now. If y'all was sitting there for 2 hours and nobody can come up with a decision, then it's like one of us gonna have to do it. Let's rock it.
Yeah.
But I wonder how long it took them to come up with how long did they sit in there to come up with the decision?
Yeah, because the way the episode makes it seem, it's like a couple minutes.
Yeah. Like we figured this out real quick.
With that kind of a decision, it's
with
hard
that kind of money,
think that you wouldn't talk about it for longer than that.
A longer period of time. Like I would go back and forth with all the scenarios. Like we gotta talk about this. I'm not gonna just roll over and say,
okay,
taking
the risk for no reason. You know
for
what
no
I mean?
reason. Like, exactly. So
especially too, because like if I'm Phil, I had this thought. I was like, Sam looks more physically imposing. Like if the final game is the Squid Game, like it is in the show, that's a physical game. I don't want to go up against Sam. I want to go up against Mai.
Right. Exactly.
I'll shove Grandma over and take that $5 million.
Take that. Right. Bye, Granny. Period.
Thank you.
I'll send you a couple thousand.
We can make a deal ahead of time. You can have $250K.
Right. I'll send it to you because, baby, I'm not gonna. No. Yeah. I think it was the right move from Phil. Sam just took it, and I mean, big risk, big reward. Sometimes big risk, reward does not pay off, and it just didn't pay off for Sam in this moment. But so it's down to Mai and Phil, and they're sobbing together, and they're like, oh. But then they get back to the dorm, and then they realize, wow, we are the final two. This is happening.
Well, and the show descends the piggy bank down to the floor so that they can take a look at all their
that money that they could potentially get. I was like, oh, you just gonna let them sleep with this money piggy bank just on the floor now?
How am I supposed to sleep when there's that much money sitting there?
Right, I'm looking like,
what would I grab one little bundle?
Right, one little bundle.
Just a little bundle, please.
Just I don't need the whole thing. Just give me a couple bundles, though. 10,000 a piece in these bundles. Let me get a couple of these bundles. I'll be all right. You ain't gonna miss $20,000 out of 4.5 million.
You can't. This piggy bank is iron safe. Don't worry about it.
You're good. Child. Oh, but yeah, they walk and they look and they talking like, oh, this is it. This is it. Wonder what we're going to do. And then the next day, it's game time. And I'm like, what is this game going to be? I was very excited because they were like, if it's Squid Games, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm like, what is Squid Games?
Oh,
me being ignorant.
It's this weird. I don't even remember it now because it's been 2 years since I watched the show, but it involved it kind of seemed like you had to move forward on the board. Like there's like a board drawn on the ground and you have to move out and in or something. I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
understand it. There might be a ball involved.
Oh, okay. Sounds very physical.
Yeah, it was like more physical. Like I want to say someone got killed at the end of it in like the episode because in the show everybody has to die, right?
Right.
Which is why they got shot with paint here.
Right.
But yeah, I was wondering. I was like, is it going to be some kind of physical game? Is what I was expecting.
Me too. But you know what? The game actually was not physical at all. You know what it was? Folks, they gave us rock, paper, scissors. I was like, what?
With a twist.
With a twist, because rock, paper, scissors, and if you win, you get to go pick a key and try this key in the safe. If your key opens the safe, you win Squid Game. If your key does not open a safe, we go back and we play rock, paper, scissors again. And it's a case full of keys. So I was like, okay.
To an extent, I kind of dug it because like it does fit into the like childhood game theme. And I like with how much of this game was based on chance and given what Sam says as he walks out, I kind of love that the final game is just a giant game of chance.
Yep.
It just felt very true to what this show has been.
It felt right.
Yeah. And I will say I was a little kind of like, oh, well, womp womp. I'm just going to watch them play rock, paper, scissors. That's the television you're going to give me. That's what I've been waiting a week to see is
rock, paper, scissors.
No, not even that. Not
it's right behind. It's behind
the
back.
They 1, 2,
3. And then they hold it and they say, okay, now bring it out. You're like, I mean, I get it why they did it that way. They can lock in their answers behind them so they can see what it is. So they can't change it on the comeback.
You can't be any of that. Oh, I thought we were shooting on 3.
All right, 1, 2, 3. I said rock. Like, no, you have to have your thing. But I feel like, look, and this is another thing y'all probably could be like, yeah, right. Sure, you didn't. I was in the same space with mine. Like, my first one, I was like, my first one was paper. My first one got to be paper because everybody always comes out rock. I don't know why everybody comes out rock first.
I do it. I always go rock first.
Everybody goes rock first. And I'm like, you can't be rock first. I said, just go paper. And be like, got it. You're rock. I'm paper. Done. And I was like, and then switch it up because now they go think you come in paper. Go scissors. And then you're like, I got you again. And mine was killing that.
I honestly when we got this challenge, I was like, oh, this is dumb. It's like not dumb. It's like dumb and funny and like good, but like a little dumb. And in my head, I was like, I don't see how anyone could it's just so chance based. But my kills this. Like my shows that there is apparently strategy.
It is
the rock paper scissors because she is winning 80. From what we're seeing, it looks like she wins a good 80 to 90% of these throws.
Yeah. It was just so many, and Phil does win some, and he picks his keys. And for a second, I was like, "Is this the one?" Because I was listening to the dramatic music, and I'm waiting for the dramatic music to swell. And I'm like, "Uh-oh, here's the one."
Well, and there's this moment too where Mai goes, "Oh, I think I'm gonna win," and then she picks the wrong key, and then Phil gets to pick a key like toward the end. Like Mai's basically just done 15 keys in a row. And Phil's like, I get to pick a key now. This could be the biggest moment of my life. And it's not the key.
It's not the key. And then when Mai goes and wins again, and when she picks that key and she puts that key in the lock, click, click. We have a winner, everybody.
$1 million richer.
Goes to Mai. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm happy with this winner. I was like, you know what, Mai, go ahead. I love, first of all, I love the fact that she is one of the older contestants on here. Not the oldest, but one of the older. And she survived Squid Games against all these 20-somethings and 30-somethings. And she not only left with the money, but she left with people actually liking her. Like, people liked Mai. And they wanted to work with Mai. Sure, she had some bumps in the road with some people. They didn't really, but I don't think anybody left that game hating Maya. Like, I don't want to ever talk to Maya again. It was just like, we had a disagreement, but it's okay. It's game. It was the game. But she did so well in this game. And I'm like, I'm glad her winter edit wasn't like pushed to the back where we never saw who she was, that we did get to see who she was and her story and her game along the way, which was great. But I'm happy that we were able to see who she was as a player, what her backstory was, what she went through, because her story is crazy, amazing. Like, she went through a lot growing up, coming from Vietnam, coming in a refugee camp, at 8 years old, joining the Navy, getting pregnant at 19 after getting into the Navy, parents disowning her like she had nobody, and they cut her off, and so she had to learn how to raise a child by herself. And it's crazy. She had a story, and now she's a wife with kids and doing much better for herself, and now she can do a whole lot better for her family with this $4.56 million.
I do wish we'd gotten that story episodes earlier.
Yes. Agreed.
And, I don't know. I loved this result given what we saw. It was the only result that like I would have really been happy with. I wish next time Squid Game editors give me a reason to root for the other two.
Exactly. Let me know who they are earlier so we can actually root for them and have a reason to root for them.
And maybe bring B back because I loved her.
Oh, all right. Yes, B was amazing. I did like B. And some people who I would love to see come back to Squid Games, and then there's some people I'm like, don't ever bring them back. Don't bring them back ever again. Player 65. 432.
He can come back.
He can come back. I like 432. Look,
he was television. And he was easy on the eyes.
432. And I like when he was like, I mean, I think I got the best number here. I'm 432. And they was like, but I'm the one. I'm the one. I was like, period. I didn't mind 432. I liked his confidence, his attitude, his arrogance, his cockiness, if that's what you want to call it. That's good TV. I was here for it, and I'm like, yeah, he could have said things nicer to people, but the world ain't nice.
Sometimes I want a villain.
Right? Everybody can't be nice all the time. I don't need nice. I'm playing for $4.56 million. We don't need nice. We need people who actually here to play and play the game and get in people's head. Like, I like that. So Brighton can come back. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. But yeah, it's some people who I would love to see again if they could play again, player 65. I don't ever want to see him again, ever again.
Was he the one who caused the stalemate
in Marbles? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck him.
He can go. He can go.
No players like that.
None ever. He wasn't even a fun villain to root. Like, that was just ridiculous.
That was ugly and sad.
Very sad. Like, I'm like, you gaslighting this poor girl so much. Like, she's compromising, and you like, I can't talk to a brick wall. Yours a brick wall.
Like, look at your body language.
I'm like, you are the brick wall. He's like, you're not willing to compromise. She's like, are you serious? I'm given like 8 different things we could do, and you said no to all of them because they weren't throwing. And then when we do throw, you're mad because I'm like, well, the fairest way to do this, since we both got one in, is whoever got theirs in first.
Yep.
Which is actually, no, I'm not agreeing to that. I'm not just going to give you the win. Okay, then.
You're not giving it. You just lost. That's
you lost. But I was like, oh, y'all should have made that rule at the beginning. If time runs out, whoever gets their thing, and we tied up, is whoever gets their thing in first. Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
Then he couldn't have said no to that, but I don't like that man. I had a whole good 7-minute rant on him on the podcast.
Oh, I mean, I mean, we don't have to get into it again, but it felt like white privilege personified. Because it was really horrible to watch, and just like the refusal to kind of talk to her while also saying she was being unreasonable was painful to watch.
Oh, like you are the typical man. Oh, I can't. I can't. But it was horrible. But we are not talking about him anymore. We're going to celebrate. Sorry, we're going to celebrate. Yeah, we're going to celebrate Mai, who won, and she's amazing and she's great. Congratulations to Mai. I really respect her as a player, and she just did what she had to do, even if the bumps along the way that she had. She still persevered and she came through on top, and I applaud her for that.
I think Mai shows what a good social game can kind of do for you, even in a game based on chance. Mm-hmm. Like, she had a lot of people willing to help her out and kind of push her forward. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a huge part of why we get to have such a unique first winner of this show, is because she played such a great social game.
Agreed. And we find out that there is going to be a season 2. The casting is open, so if you're out there and you want to play Squid Games, go to casting, Squid Games casting, and apply. Taylor, you go apply for Squid Games? I think you should apply.
I don't know about that. I really don't know. I've never applied for anything, honestly.
I think it would be fun. I thought about it because I was like, probably won't go as far, but it would be fun to try to see that maybe I did it. I don't know. Who knows? I might.
How long is casting open for?
I'm not sure. I didn't check, but if y'all want to go, look at the end of the Squid Games, because I think it's squidgamescasting.com. Mm-hmm. But go check out Squid Games if you want to apply. I would love to see some more of our folks that I know on Squid Games, just in case I don't do it. I would love to talk about it because I know people on it.
So and then when you're done with the show afterwards and we're talking about Squid Game season 2, you can come talk to us.
Period. I mean, go check out my interview with Dash. Part 1 is out now. Part 2 will be coming out tomorrow. I had Dash on my, so we, I love to interview people from the Squid Games. You can come and talk to us because we enjoy the Squid Games over here. The challenge, that is. So go apply if you feel like you can take Maya's position and win the whole thing. $4.56 million ain't nothing to sneeze at, y'all.
So you're just a narcissist or kind of rude, or you're going to steal some food. If you want to go make some TV, I'd also welcome more of that too.
I'm here for that. I am definitely here for people who just want to go on there and make some more TV, because I enjoyed every second of it. It was fun. It was great. And I'm here for it. So that's that. Hey, we did it. We did it. We talked about the finale. It's over now. And we'll be back next season, I guess. Okay, we'll rock, paper, scissors to see if we go. Are we coming back next season? What's up? 1, 2,
3, 2.
Oh, you got me. So
I knew you were going paper.
Of course, though. It's up to you to decide if we're coming back or not.
Oh, yeah, we're coming back.
Period. We'll be back next season. So you heard it here, folks. But we appreciate you watching. And if you hadn't hit
subscribe.
Yeah, if you hadn't hit the subscribe button and you stayed with us this whole time, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Hit the subscribe button. You want to hear from us and hang out with us. And follow us on all of our social media outlets at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, because we have some funny moments and we put them out there for you to enjoy. Also, follow Taylor and I on Twitter if you just want to, or Instagram if you want to. Our Instagram and Twitters are down below, and mine is right there. And get your cup merch. Get your cup mug. I still got the picture up. That's cup mug, but not all of it.
I still didn't buy my mug because we talked too long.
It's quite. I'm just gonna badger Taylor off camera, you guys, to go and buy it, but it's okay. We'll get it. Get your cup merch and all the things, and we appreciate you so much. Until next season for Squid Games, until the next time you see us on the pod, which will probably be tomorrow or whatever. We appreciate you guys, and Cheers.
Night, everybody.
Night. Cheers and cheers. Oh, not. Yep, I'm doing it wrong because I always do it wrong. And this is why I don't press buttons because I hit the wrong ones. Bye, y'all. And I'm leaving that in there because why not?